From the dusty pitches of Chennai in Tamil Nadu till Test Stardom, it's been an inspiring story of Ravichandran Ashwin since he began his cricket career. During his early age, he had been very much keen on batting and bowling both. So to speak more on this, we have his childhood coach, Sunil Subramaniam, sir. Sir, welcome to India today. Thank you for speaking with us. Sir, what would you recall the first time you met, R. Ashwin? How was his, attitude, his behavior? What did you recognize, his intelligence? What was that you saw him in the first time when you met him and was, attracted to it?
Yeah, I first saw him in 2007. This was during a camp that the Tamil Nadu Cricket Association conducted to unearth the next generation of spinners. It was a bowlers camp. So he must have been around, I'm not actually his childhood coach. I met him when he was around 19. And I had been away from the game for about 5-6 years, so I didn't know much about what was happening in the state cricket. So when I came back, that was the first camp, and I saw him there in the camp. He was amongst a lot of about 20-odd bowlers in that camp, and there were plenty of promising spinners in that. And equally talented, some of them even better in terms of skills. But what struck me was his game awareness, his intelligence, his psyche to bowl spin bowling, his love for bowling. And as you rightly put, now at that point in time, he was also a batsman. I think he's played for India under 17 as a batsman, and he was not too sure as to what his primary skills should be. And what I observed during those 15-day camp is that this guy's got bounce, he's tall, he knows what fields to bowl to, which is actually an eye-opener, because usually at that level you get students who listen to what other coaches say as gospel. He wasn't one of them. He was somebody who would question you, probe you, and have his own ideas, which struck me as something different from any other young bowlers, or even our stage when we had bowled. We had learned through trial and error and through seniors and things like that. But he was somebody who was just very fresh, young guy, knew what he was doing. So what caught me was two things. One is height, so he could generate a lot of bounce. Of course, you should turn the ball. But bounce, I always believed, is a bigger threat than turn. And with modern day cricket and modern bats, the chances for a spinner, to bounce the ball and succeed is higher than somebody who just spins the ball, who relies on flight with modern bats and so on. So I knew there was a talent available for the state, for sure. It's too far-fetched to think that it will be country then. But that's when we struck a relationship, in the 15 days of that camp itself. And I was involved with him with coaching assignments and academy he started. And he was somebody who was very passionate, played a lot of cricket. And he struck me as somebody who thinks, fearless thinker. He's not somebody who's thinking to avoid being hit or, when not to bowl, when to bowl. He was up for a game anytime. But what fields to set, how to set up a batsman, things like that really impressed me. And I thought, yeah, there's a talent here. And that he has gone this far and got 500 wickets. It's a fabulous feat. People can say whatever they say about overseas conditions, home conditions. One thing is sure, 500 wickets for an off-spinner. Just two of them, Nathan Lyon and Ashwin. It's not a rare feat. It's a rare feat. It's not an easy feat. And to get 500 wickets, one thing you can safely say, he's the best match winner in India that we produced. There's no doubt about it. The roles have been different as the years have gone by, because in overseas conditions, we had a really potent pace attack. So the role of a spinner really became somebody who could rush up the overs or block one until the new ball bowlers are fresh. And with having such a potent attack, you had the misfortune. You call it a misfortune. Very rarely do you get somebody who gets that many wickets and has to be benched. But there were circumstances. I think fair enough, it worked out for the team. But there was never any doubt about his skills. When he plays, he makes a difference.
So as you rightly said, sir, it was not that easy. Talent, skills, and everything. But what do you think was the challenges that he had faced at that initial stage when you were as his mentor, as his coach? What were the main challenges, and was he adaptable to the conditions that he was in? The challenges that he had from the other cricketers, be it batsmen, be it other competitors around him. How was his attitude towards that?
No, I don't know what you define by attitude. He was aggressive. I mean, he was up for a contest. There's no question of him not. As I said, he had the psyche of a bowler. But I distinctly remember there was a phase when, after the 2012 English series, when Cook and Peterson, they swept our bowlers, and Monty Panesar and Graham Swan got the wickets and they won the series. And that's when his career was at crossroads. And I could notice that he was trying too hard. The balance at the crease wasn't there, and he was trying. It happens when you try too hard, your delivery stride gets bigger and bigger. Unknowingly, you don't really bowl well. You're trying your best. I thought he was trying too hard, and that is when I called him up and said, "Listen, we can set this right. It is not. It's not something that is as glaring as what everybody is making out to be. We'll have few sessions. I had 8 sessions with him." 8 sessions during a corporate tournament, and we had in Nagpur, we had in his academy in Chennai. Then I said, we'll just work on getting back to what you used to do in your formative years, in your first 4-5 years in Ranji Trophy, in your under 25, 23 days. We'll get back to reducing your delivery stride. Once you get back to that, I knew that everything, the rest of it will just follow. Because once you're balanced at the crease, you can do what he wants. And his fingers and wrists were so dexterous that then he gets creative. After that, you leave it to him. He will not be like the other bowlers. For some, you try and rectify that. It is not a guarantee that the guy is going to pick wickets. He's always been a wicket taker, be it club cricket, be it league cricket, be it Indian cricket. Wicket taking is not anything new to him. He was always a guy who had ideas, potent, was there, relentless. Just that I found that part of it was missing in his game. We worked at that. And then the rest, I told him after that, you will get 25 wickets this series. He was a bit surprised. He ended up with 29 wickets. I think that was one stage in his career where there were question marks about his place in the team, which I believe was, too exaggerated, but India, they'll tend to hype it out and whatever, there are other guys putting pressure. But once you get that right, then Ashwin the bowler takes over.
Listen, as a mentor, as a coach, every moment for your student, be it R. Ashwin, will be a proud moment when you see him growing. But do you recall any instances where, whenever you look at him, be it playing on the Test cricket, where you just recall that instance that was very important, that is something that makes you feel more proud about his game?
People don't say much, but there was a spell that he bowled overseas, they say. But if you're a true follower of the game and you're a lover of spin bowling, I thought this Bangladesh test, I think was it 2016-17, he got 5 in that. I think he bowled a brilliant spell. Also, see, he may not have got too many wickets, but there are 2 spells that I remember. One was in Birmingham in 2018, when he got 7. I think it was one of his finest spells. Also a spell in Adelaide, 2018. That's the first time you see this T-shirt signed by the first team that won where I was the manager of the side. And we won the test match in Perth. That spell, I think he bowled 50 odd overs, and in the end he got the last wicket. That spell actually ended up to injuries later, but I think that was a fabulous spell that he bowled. You couldn't have seen the wickets that came there. He got 3 that game, I think. But I think I remember that Dhaka spell I have not seen, the one he bowled in Bangladesh. I watched on TV, but live I've seen these 2. That is when I was managing the side, both at Birmingham and in Perth. Both the spells I thought was as good a spell as you could get anywhere.
Sir, as a coach, as a mentor, what do you think right now? What would you like to say to him at this particular time when he is playing his 100th test? So what would you say as a mentor at that point of time? You were there, you've seen him, and today as you see, what would you like to tell him at this moment?
Nothing much. He's his own man. Not that he's looking for advice. He's his own man. But all I would say is keep fit. There are a lot of cricket coming up in the next 4 years. In this WTC cycle itself, in the next 2 years, you've got 20 games. I think 20 more test matches, 10 of them at home and 10 at home and 12 away. I think, or is it the other way around? There are plenty of games coming up. Keep yourself fit. And now is the time when there's nothing. Everything, the load will be off his shoulders. I see him now, he's enjoying his bowling. There's not much that he's taking mentally into it in terms of holding his place. He's been through so much now that, nothing that we can really say. All I would say is keep fit. Look forward to the next 4 years, and with the present day fitness standards, and he's pretty fit, he's pretty bowling fit. So present day bowling with fitness standards, another 3-4 years, keep yourself fit. We'll see where it goes. Numbers will happen.
Thank you so much for speaking with us, sir. So this was Sunil Subramaniam, who had been a mentor in the cricket career of R. Ashwin, with camera person Damodar, Abdul Bashir, Hyderabad.